Chuck Norris. What is it about Chuck Norris that everybody just has to rave about? Like at school, every day in my psychology class, there's this kid named Miner. He tells us a Chuck Norris joke every day. And it's surprising how many Chuck Norris jokes are out there. Like, I think the one that he told us on Tuesday was about Superman crying over after he watched an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger. I'm not really sure how it exactly went, but I don't know. I don't get why people, rave so much about Chuck Norris. What's so great about him? Besides the fact that he was on Walker, Texas Ranger, he now went from that to infomercials for exercise equipment. Kind of sad, don't you think? I mean, after Walker, Texas Ranger went big, it all of a sudden went down, and there goes your career. And now he's doing info commercials. I haven't seen him in anything else other than that. So, what's so great about him? Really, what is it? I mean, he's not that good looking, sorry to say. And he's really not that talented. I mean, he's just an actor. And I'm sorry to say, but Walker, Texas Ranger was pretty much the lamest show I've ever watched in my life. So, what else about him is so amazing? And why do people keep making jokes about him? Because it's really hard to say, like, did he do something bad or something? I don't know. Somebody explain to me why he's so amazing. Like, okay, if I went online right now, which I am, obviously, so I'm gonna go to a website. So we're gonna Google this up, like right now. And we're gonna type in Chuck Norris jokes. Let's see what other ones we can come up with. Duckshit.com has Chuck Norris jokes. I'm gonna go with this one, chucknorrisjokes.net. Let's see how this goes. Okay, here's a few. It's labeled under Best Chuck Norris Jokes. Here's number 5. Some people wear Superman pajamas. Superman wears Chuck Norris pajamas. Number 4. Chuck Norris can win a game of Connect 4 with only 3 moves. Heard that before. 3. When the boogeyman goes to sleep, he checks his closet for Chuck Norris. Okay, I'm sorry. That's kind of good, I guess. 2. Chuck Norris has already been to Mars. That's why there are no signs of life there. And number 1. Chuck Norris does not wear a condom because there's no such thing as protection from Chuck Norris. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna look for more Chuck jokes. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Jesus can walk on water, but Chuck Norris can swim on land. Chuck Norris doesn't play the lottery. It doesn't have enough balls. Let's find some more Chuck Norris jokes. When Chuck Norris falls in water, Chuck Norris doesn't get wet. Water gets Chuck Norris. When Bryce Banner gets mad, he turns into the Hulk. When the Hulk gets mad, he turns into Chuck Norris. There is no theory of evolution, just the list of creatures Chuck Norris allows to live. Chuck Norris never wet his bed as a child. The bed wet itself out of fear. Okay. Oh man, okay, we're gonna find some more Chuck Norris jokes. Okay. Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer. Too bad he has never cried. When Chuck Norris has sex with a man, it is not because he's gay, but because he has run out of women. MacGyver can build an airplane out of gum and paper clips, but Chuck Norris can kill him and take it. Chuck Norris doesn't read books. He stares them down until he gets the information he wants. Chuck Norris once roundhouse kicked someone so hard that his foot broke the speed of light, went back in time, and killed Amelia Earhart while she was flying over the Pacific Ocean. I'm gonna keep going on for more Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris lost his virginity before his dad did. Nice to know. Since 1940, the year Chuck Norris was born, roundhouse kick related deaths have increased 13,000%. Here's a long one. Chuck Norris sold his soul to the devil for his rugged good looks and unparalleled martial arts ability. Shortly after the transaction was finalized, Chuck roundhouse kicked the devil in the face and took his soul back. The devil, who appreciates irony, couldn't stay mad and admitted he should have seen it coming. Now they play poker every second Wednesday of the month. Okay, I don't even know why these are so funny because I don't even find Chuck Norris funny at all, but these are kind of great. Okay. Filming on location for Walker, Texas Ranger, Chuck Norris brought a stillborn baby lamb back to life by giving it a prolonged beard rub. Shortly after the farm animals sprang back to life and a crowd had gathered, Chuck Norris roundhouse kicked the animal, breaking its neck, to remind the crew once more that Chuck gaveth and the good Chuck he taketh away. Chuck Norris's girlfriend once asked him how much wood a woodchuck could chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. He shouted, "How dare you rhyme in the presence of Chuck Norris," and ripped out her throat. Holding his girlfriend's bloody throat in his hand, he bellowed, "Don't fuck with Chuck." 2 years and 5 months later, he realized the irony of his statement and laughed so hard that anyone within a 100-mile radius of the blast went deaf. I don't even know why these are funny. Okay, we're gonna keep reading these. Chuck Norris built a time machine and went back in time to stop the JFK assassination. As Oswald shot, Chuck met all 3 bullets with his beard, deflecting them. JFK's head exploded out of sheer amazement. That is so not funny. That's kind of sad. Chuck Norris is not hung like a horse. Horses are hung like Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris was the 4th wise man. He brought baby Jesus the gift of beard. Jesus wore it proudly to his dying day. The other wise men, jealous of Jesus' obvious gift favoritism, used their combined influence to have Chuck omitted from the Bible shortly after all 3 died of roundhouse kick related deaths. I'm gonna go to hell for this probably. To prove it isn't that big of a deal to beat cancer, Chuck Norris smoked 15 cartons of cigarettes a day for 2 years and acquired 7 different kinds of cancer, only to rid them from his body by flexing for 30 minutes. Beat that, Lance Armstrong. There are no disabled people, only people who have met Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris does not have AIDS, but he gives it to people anyways. There's no chin behind Chuck Norris's beard. There's only another fist. I'm gonna say a few more and then I'm done. Let's see. The original theme song to the Transformers was actually Chuck Norris, more than meets the eye. Chuck Norris, robot in disguise. And starred Chuck Norris as Texas Ranger, who defended the Earth from drug-dealing Decepticons and could turn it into a pickup. This was far too much awesome for a single show, however, so it was divided. If paper beats rock, rock beats scissors, and scissors beats paper, what beats all 3 at the same time? Answer, Chuck Norris. If you can see Chuck Norris, he can see you. If you can't see Chuck Norris, you may only be seconds away from death. On the 7th day, God rested. Chuck Norris took over. And last but not least, When Chuck Norris's wife burned the turkey one Thanksgiving, Chuck said, "Don't worry about it, honey," and went about into his backyard. He came back 5 minutes later with a live turkey, ate it whole, and when he threw it up a few seconds later, it was fully cooked and came with cranberry sauce. When his wife asked him how he had done it, he gave her a roundhouse kick in the face and said, "Never question Chuck Norris." I don't even, oh my god, why am I laughing about this? I'm supposed to be against him, but I can see kind of now why it's so fascinating, because it's so stupid.